Hello everyone, Evie the Original Master here, and in this video I'll be showcasing the drums on Soundtrap and the drums on BandLab, and do a comparison between the two, and to explain to you guys my overall argument with the drums on Soundtrap. So if you guys want to recall that back in December of 2018, I've made a video telling you guys my first experience with BandLab, and why I thought that website was a much better experience than Soundtrap. So if you guys want to recall that Soundtrap was a music creating software that I've used all the way up in 2016, and as the website progressed or upgraded throughout the years, the drums on the website no longer sounds clean like it did back in 2016 when I started Soundtrap, and in 2017. 2018 is when the drums on Soundtrap began to sound very bad, and it still is to this day. So I'm gonna do a demonstration of these drums without actually hitting the record button, because at first the drum sounds perfectly fine if you're not recording. So this is what the drum sounds like if you're not recording your music on Soundtrap. Okay, so the drum sounds perfectly fine if you're not recording your song. So this is what it sounds like if you hit the record button on Soundtrap, and then that's where the drums begin to lag. Alright, let me hit the record button here. Okay, so the drums has been recorded, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to X this out. And if you guys can see here that some of these bars are overlapping each other, that means the drums did not play perfectly. So I'm going to turn off this cycle button here, because that's what's causing me not to continue to play the song a little longer. And now this is what the drum sounds like on playback after you record it on Soundtrap. You hear that? You hear how laggy and choppy that sounds? That's how Soundtrap is nowadays. The drums are no longer clean sounding. The drums no longer has a smooth beat whenever you perform them. If you record them using Soundtrap, it will all lag. So I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna do this demonstration one last time, but without the cycle mode turned off. So I'm going to delete this here, and I'm going to recreate that same beat again, so you guys can get the full experience once again. So now I'm going to hit the record button on the drums here on Soundtrap and recreate that same beat that I did earlier, so you guys can hear the lagging again. Okay, I think that sounds good enough. Alright, so I'm going to stop recording, X this out, and now I'm going to replay the song again, or the drum sample that I just did on Soundtrap, and then we can move on to BandLab. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this over there, and let's hear it on playback. Yeah, it does sound cool and all, but those are not the beats that I created. So that's my biggest problem with Soundtrap, is because that the drums no longer sound clean whenever you perform them. Is because that if you click on the buttons while playing the drums, it doesn't sound like the beat that you've created. It sounds like Soundtrap is making its own beats over the fact you didn't create those beats while performing the drums. And now it's time for us to move over to BandLab. So I'm going to click on this tab over here, and now we're on BandLab. So the drums that they have on BandLab are way better than the drums on Soundtrap, because it doesn't lag. So this is what the drum sounds like on BandLab if you're not recording your sample. All right, there we go. All right, so the drum sounds perfectly fine if you're not recording your sample. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the record button and perform that same beat. And you guys can hear the huge difference between the drums on BandLab and Soundtrap. I'm going to start recording. All right, so now that I've done recording my sample on the drums on BandLab, I am now going to play it back, and you guys can see that each of these little bars are not overlapping each other, and they're all in smooth rows. Yeah, I know I'm doing a very bad explanation of this, but as you guys can see here, you don't see any overlapping of bars because I played the drums perfectly normal, and this is what it sounds like on playback. So much better than the Soundtrap drums. Now that I've played back that beat, I'm gonna do the same beat again on Soundtrap again. I'm not gonna recreate the song, but I'm just gonna play it back again so you guys can hear the huge difference one last time. So I'm gonna play this beat one last time so you guys can hear the difference once again. Oh, come on, Soundtrap, don't do that. Please don't do the Soundtrap. Soundtrap, what are you doing? I'm just gonna wait for this. All right, there we go. Now let's try it again. Yeah, it doesn't sound all that great. Now let's perform or play back the BandLab sample one last time, and then I will make my concluding statement. All right, so let's play this again. So in conclusion, it appears that BandLab, the bars that you guys see on the screen right here, those are the beats that I created while performing the drums on BandLab. They're not overlapping is because that I did not hit several keys on the keyboard to perform the beats. The bars. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The bars right here, they're separate. They're not overlapping each other, and it doesn't sound glitchy. While on a Soundtrap, the little bars here are overlapping each other, which makes the sounds of the drums very laggy and doesn't sound professional. Now, a big pro with a Soundtrap is that this doesn't work with the normal sounding instruments, such as the pianos, the guitars, the organs, or the brass sections. This only happens with the drums. So let me do an example real quick of a piano sample so you guys can know that the piano on Soundtrap isn't all that bad. All right, so I'm going to play this in record mode, if my mouse will work. All right, here we go. I'm gonna redo that again, but actually getting rid of the drum sample. All right, so let's do this again. Oh, that's not what I want. All right, there we go. All right, so let's try this again. And do the piano sample. Now, if you play it back, it doesn't sound glitchy. It's because that it's not a drum instrument. It's actually a piano instrument. You see, the pianos, the guitars, and the brass and woodwind instruments on Soundtrap, they don't lag or glitch whenever you perform them. It only happens with the drums, and that's the same case with BandLab. But in BandLab, the drums don't glitch at all, and neither does the piano or the percussion instruments or whatever. So, in conclusion, like I said earlier, that the drums on Soundtrap is not that great anymore. It used to been great when I performed them, but now the drums on Soundtrap does not sound as great as it used to do, or as it used to be. That's what I meant to say. Sorry for my grammar's a little messed off there. And yeah, so BandLab's drums are way better than Soundtrap's. So if there's a website that you guys want to use to create music, BandLab and GarageBand are two of those websites you should go for. Well, GarageBand is only for iOS devices, so if you have an iPhone, you could download GarageBand. You could do that, or you could use BandLab. Soundtrap, if you want to perform your song, Soundtrap isn't a bad option either, but do not try out the drums because the drums are very laggy now and they have overlapping bars where if you play the drums back on playback, you'll notice those glitching sounds because of the overlapping bars of the drum instrument. So that's the video that I want to point out or make my conclusion of my argument that the drums on Soundtrap isn't as good anymore and the BandLab drums are way better. So I hope you guys found this video to be highly entertaining and educational. And yeah, so that's all I have to say for this video. Sorry for the weird commentary. I tried the best I could and I did all my best to demonstrate to you guys between the two websites. And yeah, so I'll put the links of both BandLab and Soundtrap in the description below if you guys want to check these websites out. And you can also download the apps of these websites either on iOS or Android. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye.